Hi, welcome back to our series of videos on how to grow microgreens, put on by growingmicrogreens.com. We'd like to invite you to visit our website, growingmicrogreens.com, where we've got a full line of starter kits and microgreen seeds, supplies, grow lights, pH balancing kits, everything you need to grow microgreens in your own kitchen countertop. Microgreens are delicious, they're fun, they're very different, and they're super healthy. And you know what? Growing microgreens is a blast. It's really a fun hobby. You can do it on your countertop, even in an apartment, no worries at all. Very cool way to do indoor gardening, right? You're not in the mood to go out and plow and do the full-blown garden weed all summer long for a couple of vegetables. Grow microgreens instead. It's the same fulfilling approach, and it is delicious and healthy. Now, what we're going to do here is, with our microgreens crops, we have two techniques to grow microgreens. We've got a technique that's hydroponic. We've got another video that talks about growing microgreens hydroponically. That's usually our preference. If a crop will do well hydroponically, we'll grow it hydroponically because it's easy, it's fast, it's clean, it's easy, and it works so well. However, there are some seeds that really don't like hydroponic. They're much more challenging to grow hydroponically. Now, that's not to say you couldn't do it. Just saying the success rate, you're going to struggle a little bit to get that exactly right. Some crops are going to prefer soil. The crop we're looking at right here is Detroit dark red beet. It is a nice, inexpensive beet seed, and the cool thing about it is it has a really cool variety of colors. You've got nice green, interesting looking leaves with a shape very different than most of the brassicas and most other microgreens, and it's got a beautiful red stem. You mix in a little bit of beet into a microgreen salad, you've got a nice color highlight that makes it look very, very interesting. Beets do very poorly hydroponically. They've got to be grown in soil. There's a couple of other crops, right? This is a partially harvested tray, and that is micro cilantro. That's just regular cilantro that you can buy in a bunch at your regular grocery store at the adult stage. One of the cool things about microgreens is they're flavor intense. The intensity of flavors is much stronger at the microgreen stage than it is at the full adult stage. So you'll be quite surprised at how delicious this cilantro is and how intense the flavor is compared to traditional cilantro. You use micro cilantro in a salsa, it will blow your mind. It's not like any salsa you've ever tasted using micro cilantro. And of course, you can use it in Indian cooking and soups and anything else where you would normally use cilantro, use micro cilantro. And of course, growing your own cilantro is vastly more fun and a lot less expensive than buying cilantro at the grocery store. And of course, it's quite satisfying to grow your own. Now, that being said, let's talk about the types of crops that are going to do better hydroponically. Let me show you one other crop. This is kind of an experimental crop that we're playing around with. This is fava beans. They're delicious with a nice Chianti. All right. Long story short, this is fava bean micros, and these will grow up into a nice little, almost look like a tulip-looking kind of flower. And you can chop those off and put those in a salad. They're kind of interesting. We don't even sell fava bean seeds yet, but it's just, it really is kind of an example of the types of things that you can do with microgreens. If it's a vegetable, you can grow it and eat the greens. And they're different, they're interesting, they're a lot of fun, and typically pretty easy to grow and can be grown on a kitchen countertop. So that's another soil-based crop. Now, long story short is, let's talk about the process by which we're going to grow, just as a quick preview, and then we'll step by step through it in other videos. We'll step by step through the process of sowing and planting and growing microgreens in a soil-based medium. Okay? The seeds typically that are going to prefer this are typically the beets and the chards. Really prefer soil. Chard is very similar to beet, especially at the microgreen stage. They look very similar. And the bottom line is, they just won't grow well hydroponically. Cilantro will grow well in soil. Hydroponically, it's very challenging. Our all-time favorite microgreen is sunflower. Don't have a tray of that, but you know what? If there's one microgreen that you're going to grow sunflower. It is delicious, it's crunchy, it's a very substantial green, and it grows extremely well in soil. It's well, I wouldn't say it's impossible. It's very challenging to grow hydroponically. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to plant, in the next video in this series, we're going to plant sunflower, and we're going to talk about how to grow sunflower hydroponically, and it's a good case study for all of these different types of microgreens. So in the next video, we'll talk about the process of planting and caring for a soil-based hydroponic crop. So come visit us at growingmicrogreens.com, where you can get a full line of hydroponic and soil-based kits, including a gigantic line of microgreen seeds, supplies, growth lamps, everything you need to grow microgreens in your own kitchen. It's an awesome and delicious hobby.